Anyway, even gossip has changed. Gossip has changed. If you're a fashion designer who takes a staff from somewhere, tomorrow morning they'll ask you that maybe the one who originated the idea. The same thing is all over the place because of the fact that information is being empowered by information technology. And if you look at what it does, last year's Fashion Week, before Fashion Week in 2012, after the Fashion Week, the new Twitter followers that Victoria Beckham had was 3,000. Then Michael Kors had about 15,000, and Jimmy about 5,000 people. And this is just because of what Twitter was doing whilst they were having Fashion Week. And it's endless. That means that even if 90% will not buy, 10% of that is a lot of market for you. And who maybe some may be buying and stocking to sell later. And some may be even trying to look for ideas for partnerships. Then on the other side too, we have the age of the millennials, which I like talking about it because we are surrounded by a whole bunch of new set of people who like to use technology, who like to sleep with technology, who like to bath with technology. Millennials are kind of people who are born between 1979 and 94. And then one thing you see about them is they are technologically versed, they are diverse in thought, and very confident. And they are confident in selection of their fashion goals. Can you see that currently most youngsters, or most of them, you like to take bold colors. Very, very bold colors in how they present themselves and the kind of things they like to wear. If you are too dark, then it has to be the dark, which is black, which is beautiful. And they find a way of using and combining them to showcase other aspects of their physique. Another thing that we should need to do is to understand the market segments on these platforms, the age groups, the genders, and the interests. There's not everybody on Facebook that has the purchasing power for design. And sometimes we forget that. If you just have a look at this from one of the fashion designers, and the dominant age group is between 18 and 24, they are about 25 to 34. So if you are going to give the design for, if you are getting this number of followers, then you should ask yourself that these are the people who your clothes appeal to. Now, if you want to get to people who matter, and you can buy stock for own the shops, they may be here. The 35 to 44s, those who own the retail shop that can stock your dresses. So what are you going to do so that they become your followers? Are you always going to just do designs that only meet a particular trendy group? And the trendy group will also grow out and they will be looking for something else. So whilst you are designing trendy, you have trendy designs, you have to start thinking about those who can really buy. Because a number of people go to a lot of fashion catalogs, they don't buy. It is surprising, they don't buy. They may buy one shirt, maybe a bag, but they can't buy the volumes. That was it only was the one saying that who told me any model has an international deal. But these are the kind of questions that we ask ourselves. How do you package something that can be able to meet an international market or attract them? One other thing is that sometimes you may even have these followers, but much of them, according to Facebook, will not even be in your country. In this one, about 842 are from Ghana. That's quite lucky. But 166 is in the United States. So sometimes if you can be able to understand some of the demographics and the locations of your followers, it gives you a good idea. You don't just go about just liking everybody, accepting all likes, just because you want to numbers. But the numbers are not turning into money anyway. So it's good to appreciate the fact that social media goes beyond just the technology. It's more about studying people's behavior, listening to them, understanding why they are with you. So I say that it's about anthropology, not about the technology. How do you understand them? If you think about it carefully, social media works in two ways. There are nodes and there are tags. Nodes are people who have created pages, individuals who are representing themselves. The reason why he would like to like you or allow you to like his page is because he's trying to create a tie with you. So they say friends of your friends, or telling you that you went to school with this person. So that's a tie. Now, one important thing is that can you identify the important nodes in your network and what ties you have with them? Technically, you may just, most of us will just focus on the ties, or I want to strengthen the tie that I have with that person. It's a very good thing. So you invest in telling the person, I went to this show and I went to this program and I put pictures there for the people to like it. But if you turn your ties into photographers, bloggers, online retailers, journalists, brand loyalists, and marketers. Look at how you change your own market and your own target market or audience that you have. So as soon as you put one design out there, how many people will get to know it? So start asking yourself, those who have joined your group or you are following you on Twitter or Instagram or liking your page, can you categorize, can you identify any Ghanaian photographer who has liked your page, who takes an eye on your new designs? Can you identify any model or any blogger who is just looking for the new idea that you have? If you can't, then I think you have to unlike a number of them.
Yes, that's true. That's
so
very true.
Why is it important? The ties are important and those are important because if you look at what people trust a lot, we trust more of recommendation from friends and family. Those who we have got stronger ties with, but stronger ties that matter. Not just stronger ties, but stronger ties that matter. So you want to go back and check and re-evaluate your Facebook friends. And which of the tools should you use? There are plenty of new ones are coming up. There's so much coming, and next year you have a whole lot. I think 5 years time, in 5 years time, maybe the Facebook will not be there. There will be another thing. Who never knew that MySpace and then High Five, whatever. The reason why it's important to be very careful of what you choose is because not all of them matter for now. For example, currently, if you look at our top websites in Ghana, in Nigeria, look at the top 5. For the past 1 year, these top 5 have just been interchanging their positions. You sure you don't see Twitter yet? Twitter used to be at number 9 last year, now it is now on number 15. I have to go down. I usually have to go the last first step. When John Online used to be up, it has come down, Ghana Web has gone up. The punch, Nigeria, the punch is here, Maryland is here. So if you are going to select where you want to make noise, Facebook is important, YouTube is important. It tells you. And these are places are more visual than Twitter. And Africans are more visual.
Yeah.
That is why we find it very difficult to buy some things online. You want to feel it, you want to hold it, you want to experience it. And that's the same thing that you see with YouTube and then Facebook will give you that feeling. Also the videos and then the audios and then the picture. So Twitter goes down. So if you want to hire somebody to manage any of your social media platforms, then you should be more concerned about these two, YouTube and Facebook. So you want to take your time and understand. Now, another thing in Nigeria is that LinkedIn for more professional interactions. Ghana, you don't see it there. Anyway, I don't know why it's not here. But one thing that is very important, I would say that LinkedIn is also very good for anybody who wants to attract those who can buy. So you establish yourself as a business, not just putting pictures there. This is a business. What you can do. Fashion designers can design curtains for hotels who want to have very large buildings in Ghana. And some of them have about 13 floors, as we are seeing some of them coming up. And we can do something like that for them. Okay. So, after all, you know that there is Twitter, there is all of their websites and all these other tools that you have. But how do you go about it? The first thing that you need to do when you want to make an impact is to establish what we call a home base. One place in which every information about you exists. Now the home base is usually your website or a personal blog. Then you link every single thing that you have, your Twitter page, everything on it. Whatever you do in your home base is going to be connected and it will show up on all the platforms just as you do it. Now let's look at an example. This is how do I pronounce it? People here, Asho. So Asho is a platform that I took to just illustrate an example. Now you see here that we have got all their links. This is their website, but they've got all their links here. So when you come to the page, you can be able to connect to their Facebook and their YouTube. So the website is the home base. Now, if you look at another thing that they do is that this is their Facebook page. Now, on their Facebook page, they also link it with their Twitter. So when they post, this is a picture that they posted on Twitter about the discussion on a campaign that is going on, I think, in the UK. And at the same time, they put it showing up in Twitter. All these platforms have got applications that allow you to link all these accounts together. So that whenever you do something on one side, it shows up so that you keep everybody informed. Because you may not have all the followers on Twitter being the same followers on Facebook. And you may not have all the followers on your website even liking to come to your page. Some corporate investors may never visit your Facebook page, but they may get to know you through your website. So being consistent in your communication is very, very important. One thing I've learned, I'm lucky to marry a marketer, so always I learn these things from her, giving me tips about what is necessary and keeping the brand unique throughout all your communication. One other thing that you see that they have a blog. The blogs are very easy online diaries. You can create one on Blogspot or WordPress. And sometimes you may not even need a website, you just need a blog and you can just do everything that you need to do. They have learned their blog to the same thing. They talk about relevant stuff that is very important to the fashion industry in Nigeria and other places. Now, most importantly, you have to interact and engage. If you have a page that you are not interacting and engaging with your audience, nobody will follow, nobody will find you relevant. Now, asking questions, getting their thoughts on issues, they will come back and also help you. So you may not know any, maybe you don't know Stephen and you say by person, but one thing you could actually do is to start making sure that you promote his work on your work, on your page. He may get to know that you are doing something good for him. Somebody may go to his page and link and say that, oh, I saw this on this guy's page. Then what I say that a referral. So making sure that you link with others is important and provide relevant and current information. Sometimes you go to a page, someone comes to ask a question that, okay, and where are you doing this your next program? He asks on maybe 25th June, the reply comes August 1st. And that same day the reply comes, and then that same person goes back to respond. Oh, it's too late for me. That means that the person was waiting for the reply. And some of the millennials don't see. They spend time. When they wake up the next morning, the questions and the posting they did, they want to see how many people have liked it, how many people have commented or retweeted it. So if they tweet on your page and you don't even say thank you, it's not good. They will not tweet again and they will not spread your brand. So you give them to spread your brand. And you need to also to do interactive promotions. For example, this is a very interesting thing I showed that last on their page. Like share your home style. You take a picture of you wearing an African wear and you put it on your Instagram and share it with them. And it's possible for you to read something. Now, promotions are very, very good. Sales promotions should always be clear. You should give people a good idea of how to opt in, how to join it, and how to opt out. So if they don't want it anymore, they can just opt out. And you should communicate the price. Now, the price may not necessarily be always that something that has to be monetary. It can be said that I'll give you the next time you come for a design at my shop, 10% off. So you are now telling the person that you should come to my shop. The coupon lets you lead you to the shop. You don't lead the person online. Then you need a passionate team. Some theories say that every social media manager should be under 25 years because they have time, they have the strength, they have the passion for it. And it is true. If you don't get a passionate team to support you to manage your Facebook page, you will not have. You may succeed, but you will not have a passionate following because of how much activity and one of the designs, and let the person go out and be your promoter. And then be real, don't lie. Sometimes people want to know what's going on in your life. Sometimes something. I'm also talking about your private life. You also went to eat at a restaurant and you enjoyed it. Share it because it makes them realize that you are human.
Deeper original picture.
Hello. My question is just simple, and I think it's really relevant in my own view. But it goes like this: do you think the fashion industry or the person as a job is relevant as a means of survival? Doing the fashion alone, do you think it's really good to lean on it from now that you start working till maybe you retire? Thank you.
Yes, I think the answer is yes, depending on which angle you look at it. Like I have said, you can nurture it, it grows. And it's not a one-man business. And there are different dimensions of fashion, from apparel, accessories, And because the fashion is changing from time to time, once you leave up to the job, you will forever feed on it. I mean, it's a business that is not going to die unless you don't manage it well. And I think somebody posed the question: do we really need fashion in Ghana? Yes, from birth to death. We clothe ourselves, and fashion is not only about even clothing. So I think the answer is a big yes.
Yeah, I'd like to know, is fashion very expensive? Is fashion very expensive? Because now if you want to look your best, you have to spend. Seriously, if you want to look your best, you have to spend. So I want to know if fashion is expensive. And secondly, to the male models, I would like to know if you are being contacted by a designer. Do you look out for the designer or the cloth, or what do you look out for before you really work with that person? Yeah, thank you.
Well, it's the money.
Oh.
What you mean? Are you selective?
Are you selective?
No.
You don't...
As a model, you shouldn't be selective. That's why you are a model. You should be able to rock anything. You understand? Yeah, so that is it.
And my first question is that is fashion very expensive?
Maybe I will again speak to that. Is it expensive? Maybe it depends on how you define expensive. Yeah, because sometimes you are talking about the cost. Is it the immediate cost? In terms of immediate cost, sometimes relatively yes. But then I tell you, if you are wearing a good apparel, the satisfaction you get is more than the cost you pay. Otherwise, is Mercedes-Benz expensive? In the short term, yes, because the initial investment is high. But then over a period, it becomes cheaper because you buy a cheaper one or something less, you spend 2 times on it.
Right.
Yeah, so if you get what fits you, make you very comfortable, and then you pay the price, then I think it's cheap.
Let me direct it to the bloggers. I say you report on what is going on in Ghana. Is there any challenges you maybe encounter in working with designers, model or something? Are there any challenges? Are there anything you notice or anything you think is not going well, or how difficulties you maybe find it working with designers or bloggers? I've experienced such a thing. So many designers, you call them and say, okay, don't worry, the sales girl or boy will take the call, they take the message. In 2 weeks' time, you call again, leave a message. The following month, you call, leave a message, they never get back to you. Unless you write something, and the stuff is maybe in one way or the other against them, they will now call you, oh, why did you do that? I thought you were my friend. So, is there anything you've experienced? Just tell us about your experience so far in the industry.
Well, for us, in the beginning, when you try to approach designers, at that time nobody really knows you. So some people are okay, they'll be like, oh, publicity is good publicity. Others will call you and tell you take their story down, and then you do that. And then as the years go by, as the time changes, and now you get more credibility, you find people who had once told you that take my things down, saying, oh, can you please put this on your site because I think it will get this reach. So it's 2 ways. But if I'm a blogger and sometimes something happens and I'm not invited to, personally, I don't take offense that, why did they invite me? I just think of it as then I'm not relevant enough. If I was relevant, they would not go without me. So me, I don't go about harboring like beef with people that they did that, they didn't invite you. I'd rather think if you were doing an event and you knew CNN was in Ghana, you would call CNN. So if the person doesn't call Obi or whoever it is, then they just don't think you're relevant enough. So the onus is on to you to up your game. That's I don't know if Nana has something. Thank you very much.
I would agree with what he said, but I think one very important bit is that we haven't had any major success in Ghana. You don't have that international designer that is traveling almost every month to go and acquire something, achieve something, or that international model who's made it big. So sometimes you have people who they want to get into the fashion industry because it's some sort of interest. They're not so passionate. And when someone's passionate about their business, they make use of every avenue, whether it's TV, whether it's blogging, whether it's social network. So what you have is you have a lot of designers, a lot of models. You give them the platform on the blog, and they will think, oh, this is not that GTV program or whatsoever, it's just a blog. They won't even support that. You have sometimes even situations where you might have someone who wants to promote their stuff, they'll come to you, they'll say, can I have it on this blog? You might give them advice that this is not up to a certain standard, work on it. Then they get angry, they start to get their networks or their friends and then start going against the blogs. Or as ODS said, not inviting you or not getting you involved with stuff. But overall, I think, you know, most of these problems to me, when as a blog, you blog about so many things, fashion shows, models, everything. When I see people not working hard in a particular field, the one thing that comes to my mind is that is space for someone who is serious to come and take advantage of. So I don't get bothered by that. If designers or models are not working hard, the only thing I think is, let me just keep things open for the opportunity for that model who actually wants to achieve something. So you will get that. You will have the bad experience. You will have people who don't know the worth of being blogged about. As the social media guy says, if someone is looking for anything, they're Googling it. And if your name is not top, or you're not that designer, or you're not that model, they will go to the person who the bloggers have blogged about. So, yeah, that's what I can add.
Thank you.
How is it to get information in the fashion? And then also to Freya, and then how is it to protect your designs? Especially you're just always like, you realize that if you have a design, this kind of one particular trend, you realize that you have people copying it with imitation and other things. How is it to protect your design? And is the government or the laws of the country helping the industry?
Well, actually, I think that's one of the reasons why this networking thing is very important. It's not easy at all. It's actually impossible to protect your designs in Ghana now. You find that the moment you do something, make something new, you put it, if you think you're marketing and you take a picture, put it on Facebook, and the next minute someone has the same thing. And there's really no law governing you to help you protect it. And there's no way you can protect it, really. You can't go and tell the person who's wearing it to take it off. You know, there really isn't nothing protecting you to help you do that. So it's a big problem. And I think it's also because the Ghana fashion industry is still growing. So I'm hopeful that we'll get to a point where we can actually protect these things.
Yeah, I'm going to deal with that. What people don't do here is they don't go to the copyright office and copyright. You have one. You have to move your butt to the copyright office and copyright your stuff. Because of laziness or just plain old, I don't know, I don't want to know, I don't think I want to deal with that type of business, then you go ahead and you blast your stuff. You have not protected your backside. So what do you want people to do? Chloe, House of Chloe, Lagerfeld, everybody, all of them, they cover their butts. They copyright their stuff. And the minute you go ahead and copy their stuff, lawyer is at the table saying, excuse me, pay them royalties. So it is upon you as a designer to go ahead and move your behind to the copyright office. It is right over there near the Ministry of Information, and they will be happy to process your stuff. Okay? The other day, I told my girlfriend, M. Sims, because I'm wearing her bag today, she has a bag feature that I have never seen on any handbag in the world. I went and looked for the feature. It's not anywhere. I have not seen it. I said, girl, I think you have a new something, 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 something. get your butt to the copyright office and patent that stuff. Because the minute somebody else goes ahead and put that feature on their bag, you can collect some money. This is a multi-billion-dollar industry. And there's no reason why Ghana can't be getting billions of dollars. But if you're going to be sitting there just Facebooking everything and not covering your backside, well,
When you start in like every small business, you may not have all the money and the legal structure set up like that to have a lawyer, to have I know some big fashion designers in Ghana who don't even have managers or even agents who give you advice, or even a team of advisors who tell you which part of that, which fashion week you should enter, or fashion show you should attend. I've had such a relationship be out there for a long time. And all that she asks me before she takes any decision, she says like, I receive this, should I do it, Richard, or shouldn't do it? And some of them have led to most very good collaborations with the Ministry of Trade, because she's been covering her back as she's been talking about it. But it doesn't come easy. I have to tell the truth. It doesn't come easy. Sorry?
it's not supposed to. It's called work.
Yeah. And sometimes it also depends on at what stage of your business you start doing it. And that's why it come back to the question that is fashion business expensive to start with? It takes some time for you to get to a place where you can complete all the resources to be able to run your business like that. Sometimes it takes an insight or a different business partner, and most often we have designers just going alone. You may need somebody who has a sound entrepreneurial idea, who knows how to communicate. Let's take a designer, maybe you have come up with a design on a necklace, and you just go out and put it on Facebook. It might be a good thing, your friends will like it, and it goes up and it's multiplied over the country. What if you had a big show to launch it, or you look for maybe a Ghanaian movie that's coming out, and you provide it for free, and let them wear it. You get the signature that it was in this, and it gives you that global presence, which maybe you have also gone back to do your copyrights there. So you have done that, and you have got exposure. You can copyright, but you don't do the marketing, you're going to have problems. Because somebody may get to the market before you, and you start doing what Apple is doing now, trying to get back, and by the time you start fighting the person in the courthouse, what happens is that you give the person popularity, and you market it on unsolicited publicity, and it gets more multiplied, and it sells more than you. So I think we need to go back to the drawing board. It's not easy to get that far, but you have to have a very good partner, not just having the designer. Take a partner or hire somebody formal to do that for you.
Hi, hello. I'm not actually asking a question. I want to add to what he said. I'm a fashion designer in tissues, and one thing in Ghana that I've noticed is that most of us the designers have not realized that we have to cooperate, to come together and listen. Because there are times I'm a designer, it hurts me for my client to go to another person and come to me and say, I went to this person and the things were bad. And because you're a designer, when you see something duplicate of yours or duplicate of another and it's not of good quality, it doesn't work. And if you really want to go out there, you want to create a brand, it's not just thinking within Ghana. You have to look at the finishing. People complain about finishing. And then we don't listen to our clients. We think we know everything. Like, I know how to design. I know what I'm doing. So I'm not going to listen to anybody. Most of the things, even rebranding my company, it's somebody's idea. I didn't come out with a name. Somebody called me aside. He said that I don't like this name. I think it's like this. So I went to sit down. I thought about it, and I quickly rebrand. I looked for blockades to try and tell the world out there that I have changed my name to another name. So I think, and then most designers are not creative. They don't sit down and draw. Some don't even know the details of what they are making. There are times your clients, you have to make time to meet your clients. I like to deliver the things myself. Because when I meet the client, they ask you, what did you use for the inside? What did you use for the outside? Even if you're not the one making it, try to know the details of what you are selling to people. Thank you.
So I have a comment.
Okay, the most recent case about copyright is or was between Confidence, that we all know, and Makiba. And if you have followed the story, first of all, there was a ban that Confidence can't use it, and then later on it was lifted. The point I'm trying to make is that it is so interesting that the K, I don't know if you know about the K, but the K was a butterfly, and then Makiba's name is Kiba, right? And then Confidence is Confidence, but she spells it with the K as her brand. And that is what they are battling. So which means at least we have a case study that is in court right now in Ghana, that somebody registered and somebody, I don't know if it's true that she stole it, because it's still in court and I'm not allowed to speak about it. But
that's all right. We won't put you in jail.
Okay.
After the Ghana Music Awards, I wanted to do best dress for the ladies. I tried getting pictures, I couldn't get them. I got one from Bella's own from your page, from your blog, like on your wall, Facebook. I tried getting my top 5, I couldn't get it anywhere. I went to Music Awards, I couldn't get it. I went to 4 sites. Like, you don't really get the pictures the way they are supposed to appear on your blog. When I got some, it was just too late to do it. Like, the program is past and I wanted it to be a fresh post. But since I didn't get the pictures on time, I couldn't post it.
Okay.
It's really frustrating.
But I know. Do you take your own pictures?
Yes. No, I don't. I'm coming there.
Oh.
I know there are bloggers who take their own pictures at such events, but I wasn't there.
I was at the Ghana Music Award, but let me tell you something. I was there not at Fashion Mania. I was there on another platform. The first problem is that for you to get accreditation to attend Ghana Music Award, that is the first problem. So they are not. I'm not sure if maybe OB or Fashion Ghana has been invited for that. They find it difficult to give any other person. If you are not from Ghana Web, you are not from YFM, to get accreditation there is very, very difficult. That is the
I think we should start getting some action for this. That is necessary to come out of it. The first thing I think the industry needs is we need to create our own accredited platform for designers, for and I would be very happy that we collaborate with the business school to do this, to help you to do that. One thing that you can actually do is when you become a blogger, we register you, we follow you, we rate you, we rank you. You become a model, you have it there. When you go to all the countries, they always have a platform that tells you who are all the top models, who are the agencies, who are accredited, who are accredited legally, not just accredited, and who have been. You can submit. You see, there is a difference between having a directory and posting your information. After information is posted, there should be the platform should accredit you, so that when we put maybe 5-star rating on you, we know that you have been in business for the past 6 years, you have been filing your tax, you are a model who has got experience of 6 years, or your portfolio is there. If someone wants to hire you, he doesn't need to even just call you. You can just Google you and go to the platform and get your CV from there. This is the platform we made. And when you're a designer, you bring a new shirt. As soon as you release the design and you go to copyright, you get the online platform copyright of Ghana. We put it there for you and we see that you did the design, you were the first to bring it with this castle. But there's sometimes that you can even just change a neck line and just put something on it and it becomes your signature. Somebody picks it up and then thinks that he did it. Or you may even put extra fabric and you look it's stronger, it stands better than the other one. As soon as we set up a platform like that, have a different set of people, even from the Ministry of Trade, different communicators, not just bloggers alone, but others in different industries come together and manage it. I think you will have much more better presence and better credibility, which may be even better than the copyright that you want to go for, that nobody will know about.
Yeah, that's a nice segue. And we do have Woodine here, so I actually would want to know how they standardize their designs how they make sure that their designs are protected. Because, frankly, Woodine is Woodine, Velisco is Velisco, GTP is GTP, and they don't really cross those lines. So how are they able to do all of that, and what's the process? And in some form or fashion, for their corporate social responsibility, would they be able to assist the startups to do the same? Thank you.
Woodine, we are fast fashion. So in a year, we come up with like 400 or more designs in a year. So it's difficult. We can't actually copyright all the designs that we do. So that's why you find a lot of fake copies on the market. People come up with all kinds of designs that's supposed to look like Woodine, and they give it other names like Woodina, and Woodine itself is very fancy. I'm sorry, we don't have but Woodine itself is a registered brand. It has a trademark, so you cannot. So you notice that all these fake copies don't have the Woodine, the way it's supposed to be written on it. Because if you do that, that's where you're covered.
As a blogger, I think it's been quite difficult to communicate with some models and some designers. You know, you email them and it's like after a week, no reply. You have to write on their Facebook wall, "Hi, please check your inbox." And it's like they are online, they are posting up statuses, but they still haven't checked their inboxes or either haven't checked their emails. I think for an industry to grow, models or designers will need to keep up with people, which means, if possible, checking your email like an hour or every day. Yeah, that's what I think. Then the question is to the photographer. Yeah, I want to know if he thinks designers have accepted the whole idea of fashion photography in Ghana.
Okay.
Very still growing. We're not there yet.
I think in my presentation I mentioned fashion photography as one of the. You see, the problem here is that in Ghana, these specialized services and businesses are now coming up. Because if you go and engage a fashion photographer and say for 1 hour, I'm charging you so much. I mean, oh well, I have my own camera. Why don't you go and but the quality you get is not what you will bring in. Sometimes you need to compare the two products, then you will see the difference. But it's because sometimes we don't have the money and we are not fully prepared. So we want to cut corners and we get poor results to start with. That is part of the problem. But I think I like your story that you understand it's coming up.
Yeah, to add to it.
Comment on the lady's concern. You know, it comes back to what Mr. Richard said about having an accredited body to sort of govern the designers, all of that. Because believe it or not, there's so many bloggers out there who contact the art designers, and as much as any publicity is good publicity, sometimes you have to sieve it out. So I personally get a lot of different emails from funny names, different people, and I reply to some of them, and the responses I get, some of them are requesting so much. You see, so it's not always that you get the time, or always that you follow just any person that emails you about send me this information, and it's a whole 30 number questionnaire for whatever. You don't even know what they're using it for. You don't even know where they're from. They don't introduce themselves. They don't do any of that. So it's quite difficult to just respond to any blogger that emails you that send me this. I'm using it for that. I'm using it for that. So forgive us for not always responding, but that's the reason why personally I don't respond to just all of them. You know.
I'll just make some 2 quick points. Just to help respond to what she said. You see, if you are a blogger and you are going to contact a fashion designer, please be professional. Are you sending something on letterhead or truly attached to it? What you actually write and where it has been cited at. so that you can be able to market yourself. Because these designers are even struggling to find better communicators. Have you even offered yourself as going to be a public relations person? What's your portfolio? And mind you, you don't just get invitations or solicitations from only you. They get it from Nigerian bloggers too, who are living in Nigeria. They get it from South Africa, they get it from Dutch. I can just give you a story about we got somebody who came down from Holland, came to cover a story on her, stayed there for some time, just to be able to write the story as true as it is, without taking any piece of money or nothing from her. And it was very well done, went into international magazine. But before she even said it, she said, this is exposure I'm going to give you. If I take your story, I'm going to give you X, Y, Z. So sometimes you need to, you don't expect them to be also prepared for you if you are not well prepared and polished and put together a good portfolio to ask them for. You're also presenting a business. Unless you don't see yourself as a business. And you're just doing this as your part-time, get up in the morning and just get something and people follow me. That's the crazy about it. Then there's another thing that we are struggling with. The fashion industry needs investors. But the investors will not come in if we don't get our home ready, if we don't get prepared, get our books ready, our accountant. Some people don't even catalog their designs. So you don't even know 2008, where we are set of design and portfolio. I've worked with some people that I needed to ask them, especially with those who do jewelry. It's very difficult for them to keep track of what they have done. And sometimes they say it's not in season anymore, so I'll put it away. It's not in season for you, but in Malaysia, it's not in season there. So we need to be able to start getting ready for the, because you don't know who may be the angel investor around you. So get your portfolio ready. Let's get it right. I think you need better training programs about how to do cataloging, how to do other things. That will training programs that will give them some hands-on experience, not just talking plenty about going online and stuff.
Amen. I also think we need to have more of these events because we are rushing through everything and there's more time to
we need to get here on time. We should have started at 7 o'clock.
Yes.
Some of us are here at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Yeah, I think Immaculate said everything. Sorry, you've been raising your hand.
It's with the issue about the copyright, and I think I support her about getting up to follow up how you can fix your legal issues and do all your documentations right. Because when I started, after about a week, she took it, she changed it, and she had a show at Citizen Coffee. There was no noise like, Confidence and Makiba's issue, you understand? But that was another issue. So I'm just, as a word of advice, I'm saying when you put your legal structures right, you get up and you go out there, some of your information or your name, your brand, everything can be put right. Honestly, the first time I saw a good clutch bag was by Aya, and I like that. And then later on, I saw some in Osu and I saw some here and I said, what's going on? Everybody's throwing the bags, all around, and people are buying them. But sometimes, we have to, as designers and bloggers, we have to enforce some kind of measures where if you're writing about somebody and she's just doing a copyright of another designer stuff, just draw her attention. If you come to my gallery and you want to do Christy Brown or Mina's dress or your best dress, I tell you no. Because I work with the concept. They work with the concept. When I see their stuff, I know that's their stuff. You understand? So go to them and let them do what they have created. And let me also give to you what I create. You understand? And this is the